A very good afternoon to one and all. And I know most difficult session is post-lunch session, which is given to me. I hope I will not bore you with whatever little words. And to be honest with you, it's an honor to be in front of those who have taught us and who are teaching the future, because in your hands lies the future of our country. So when we started Codetantra, we started it 11 years back with a dream. And the dream was, how do we, you see this 11 years back, this is not after NEP and all that, okay? So you can rewind and see 11 years back how it would be. Is it possible for our country to teach coding? That's why the name is Codetantra. Is it possible to teach coding in government schools where we don't have enough teachers to teach math, basic math, English, and all that? With that dream, we started the company. We built the world's first interactive teaching platform for coding. And we soon realized we are much, much, much ahead of our time, where schools don't have infra for tables and chairs for students to sit. Forget about laptops, computers to teach coding. So then we moved from there to higher education. And today, I'm really happy to say we have, as you can see on the screen, we have almost 170 institutions whom we are working with, okay, across the country, who are using our platform to teach coding to their students. What I would like to do today is to showcase some innovations that we have done, okay? Please bear with me with this small video that I have here. Here, when I spoke about the dream, we didn't let it go. In 2019, we took up a small initiative. We went to Nalamala, near Nalamala Forest, there is a small village called CS Puram. In that, we have taken a school called Kasturibai Balika Vidyalaya. It's a girls-only residential school, tribal area. These students whom you are seeing, they all are from 7th, 8th, and 9th standard. In a matter of 60 days, they were able to learn how to write code in Python. And this through our software, of course. So this was the dream, but unfortunately, as you know, the reality is different. The infrastructure issues and all challenges that we have. So we changed our focus from schools to higher education universities. And that is where we are today. Today, all large universities, including, for example, IIT Madras, we are very happy to let you know that very recently we also signed up with Pravartak. You have heard about NPTEL Swayam, correct? Now Swayam Plus, their certificate assessments happen through Codetantra's platform. Prior to that, from last 3 years, when IIT launched its campus in Africa, in Zanzibar, the overall, all over the globe entrance exam takes place through Codetantra's assessment platform. This is just to let you know the kind of products that we have developed. Apart from teaching learning product for coding, we also have a very advanced, matured assessment platform. Large universities like VIT, for example, from last 4 years, they have been using our on-screen digital assessment platform. Most of you are familiar with on-screen digital assessment platforms that are there in the country today. Now I'm going to show you something new, something which is very unique, and the first ones in the country to have done that. What you are seeing on the screen is actually an AI agent evaluating a student's written handwriting, and then providing on the right side the suggestions, feedback, where he has made a mistake, how he can improve, and similarly giving assistance to the faculty who is evaluating to what kind of score or grade can be given according to the rubrics that is provided for that particular question. Now, first thing that may pop up in our mind, when we say AI-assisted evaluation, AI would be very strict. Students may get less marks and students may fail. On the contrary, we have statistics to prove that when AI steps in to help faculty evaluate, students who normally score average and low marks, they tend to get higher marks. It is not because AI is liberal, but because AI is not biased. As a human, when I take up an answer paper and start evaluating, if I see good handwriting, if I see the first question is great, answer is superb, second answer is superb, third one is moderately okay, half mistakes, I tend to give gracefully more marks. On the contrary, if I take up a paper where the first answer is horrible, second is wrong, third is partially right, my tendency to give partial marks there varies from my tendency to give it in the same to a different person who has scored well. So, unfortunate thing that's happening today is those students who are average performers and below average performers who actually need the needed encouragement to study harder, they are getting unconscious, meaning it is not purposefully done, but unfortunately, they are the ones who are being penalized further. So with AI assistance, what we have seen is, we have a comparative study, if you can see on the screen. On the left side, you see here human and here AI. AI starts giving more marks. So overall pass percentage increases in every subject. I'm talking about any subject, engineering, law, nursing, medical, doesn't matter. So this is an amazing revelation that we had, and we hope will help assist universities, because the real reason of an assessment is not to give some number, a score to a student. That's hardly of any use. The feedback that a student would ideally get on where he has missed out, what he could have done to improve his score, or what is that learning gap that he needs to bridge, that is the most important feedback, which luckily, because of the assistance of AI, we will be now able to provide to student on every assessment. Imagine we are doing formative assessments. Forget about summative. Summative, it's very easy, one time, it's done, but after that, student will never revisit the course. But in formative assessments, in the continuous assessments that we execute throughout the semester, that is when that feedback helps student to pick up, rework on his subject, and score better or learn better. So we hope, normally when people talk about AI in education, the easiest thing to say is, no, faculty will be replaced with AI, but we don't think so. We are trying to see how we can augment faculty with the right tools or use AI in the proper way so that they can become 10x. Similarly, the most important thing that's missing today in our education is that continuous feedback loop. Continuous assessments are for that very purpose. Unfortunate thing is, assessments are done, but feedback we are unable to give. So is it possible now to leverage AI to provide that continuous feedback to the student? Imagine we developing a profile for the student, a virtual profile, where we know what he knows, what he does not know. It is like X-ray scan or a CT scan. For a doctor to give the right medicine, proper diagnostics is important. Now this platform, this tool that we have created is exactly going to do that. It is going to show student like a mirror where his deficiencies are. It is going to show the teacher or the HOD or the course coordinator where are the real learning gaps across the cohort, across the class, and with every individual student. Now it is up to the university how they bridge the gap. Because again, they have to implement, they have to set a plan in motion to do it. But today, what is lacking is the tools that will help us even analyze this. So this is the gap that we want to bridge using AI. And we feel very soon there will be such a situation where even in the remotest government schools that are running in our country, where faculty, dearth for faculty is there, we will be able to provide such solutions where students will have a personalized feedback on their learning. And we will be able to implement the most critical or needed interventions accurately. Instead of putting all the cohort in one class and say, we will now revise this topic, it's more important to revise only on those topics where maximum students are lacking. So that particular insight that we need, right, as a faculty, I think this is the tool that we'll be able to provide. I would like to, I don't like monologues, so I would like to keep it open. Are there any questions, feedback? I'll be more than happy to entertain. Any questions? Suggestions? I'm sure you would have participated in many such seminars and heard about AI doing this and that, right? Sir. Right, sir.
test. I have valued papers, Bangalore University, Vishweshwara also. When we take up a bundle of papers to evaluate, as we discussed outside,
Yeah, your voice is good enough, sir.
This has given me a very good thinking, a thought. No, when we evaluate papers, usually as a teacher, honestly, I'm telling it,
Right.
we are supposed to value 35 papers a day as per norms.
Right, sir.
Some people will evaluate 70 papers.
Wow.
You can imagine, now you understood, I think. So while evaluating, usually the process goes on like this. The student is evaluated by looking his performance at the beginning, performance at the last.
Correct.
Right? And in between,
Correct.
he pushes something else. Usually our tendency is, when a student has answered 12 questions, implied that he is okay, yes, we go on evaluating. Even we find that the question is not up to the mark, we try to add up a little bit. That's a tendency, a cognitive tendency.
Correct.
The same boy who we are showing here with this handwriting which I read outside, looking at this first decision is this fellow doesn't know anything. And this fellow has just scribbled it, and I think we will just, like we have seen the first word, maximum.
Correct.
Yeah, it's missing there.
Yes.
I read it in both ways, but I read in a different way. Maximum and some motivation.
Yes.
That's what I read it.
Right.
So if I consider as motivation, it is wrong. If I consider as maximum, it is correct.
Correct.
Now, when I evaluate this paper, I evaluate it as motivation. It's wrong.
Correct.
But when I apply AIML,
Correct.
it will infer these logics.
Correct.
It will give you a strategy that this boy is so and so.
Correct.
So that will at least help
Correct.
to evaluate properly, as you are shown in the table, natural evaluation and AI evaluation. I think this should be adapted to reduce the burden on the teacher. That's what, as you told just now, AI cannot replace teachers, help to improve the evaluation process. So I think this should be implemented. We can reduce our efforts of evaluation, have a list of performance indexes, and then go for evaluation.
Correct, sir.
If I am right.
Thank you, sir. Sir, please. Yes, sir.
Yeah. I'm Dr. Rohit. I have a couple of questions. First, I would like to start with the agentic AI, what you're working on. It's the language processing which you're using. I just wanted to understand from the use, also mentioning about it also needs some cognitive ability. And you also mentioned that AI doesn't have any bias, but as the professors will also understand, they evaluate the answer sheet based on the sincerity. If the student is also disciplined in the class, maybe he cannot write, but however. So what is the accuracy level? I also want to understand, because able to write in a good handwriting. But so what is the accuracy of your product?
We have analyzed, we actually did pilots on real data, meaning, for example, in this case, Professor Patnaik, who is the Vice Chancellor, Honorable Vice Chancellor of Medicap University, provided us his own, they use our digital evaluation on-screen software. So all the things that are scanned are evaluated by the faculty. So he said, use this, evaluate using the AI engine that you have created, and show me the results. We have seen the accuracy of AI-based evaluation is far higher than human evaluation, far higher. That is one university. All the universities where we have given demos, they gave us their own papers, their own question papers, they scanned and provided us. They did not provide us the marks. And they are seeing the accuracy levels are far higher. And most important thing, AI is awarding more marks. This is like contradictory to the common logic that AI would be accurate. What AI is doing is, what humans probably are missing in that fatigue, evaluator fatigue for evaluations, only evaluators would know. Okay? After you do 5, 10, that's it. Because you are under pressure to complete, you have some other task to do. And that fatigue, you know how it plays? When someone has done a wrong answer, that partial marks which you have to give, that varies a lot. Not all students are capable of scoring full, 5 out of 5, full marks for every question. Most of them get partial marks, and they lose out on those partial marks because human fatigue plays a spoil sport. And that is where we have seen a huge bump through AI, because AI is unbiased. It does not know who the human is. Good writing, bad handwriting is not its concern. Its concern is rubric. This is the question. These are the rubrics. Did he understand the theorem? 1 mark. Did he apply it? 1 mark. Did he solve the solution? Steps did he write? 2nd mark. 4th, did he get the final result? No, final result is wrong. Steps, 1 or 2 steps are wrong. Where are the partial marks? AI is giving according to the rubric. And yes, to answer your further questions, we use a huge complex agentic network framework behind, where we use multiple agents. All of you would have tried ChatGPT to scan and to generate. There are so many errors that you get in the first reply. So we can't depend on the result that you get as a response to any of these GPTs. You will have to build a framework that can fine-tune itself, verify the output of one agentic framework with another framework, compare, contrast, make sure you have the balancing act, and also assign a confidence score. And then that is the final outcome that we provide here. So it is not that easy to actually, and you know what? Can you imagine an algorithm that will continuously keep running across all the frameworks and then trying to see which framework improved? So we have this golden set. We are creating this golden set of data, which is actually evaluated by humans, which also have the marks. And then the AI coming into picture, agent trying to do that, and we keep constantly verifying that. And this is also processized. It is not humanly possible for us to do it time and again. So yes, these are really interesting times. Thing is, how to put it into motion and adapt. See that it is adapted. That is the key. Sir, you had some questions, sir.
Yeah. While your model is fascinating, I also have a clarification. Like, for example, if the content is related to medical anatomy, physiology, or it could be related to agriculture-related aspects, or it could be related with engineering models, where equation-based aspects and other things are there, right? Is the model inbuilt with all these kind of aspects where it can pick up the graph or the diagram or the pic, whatever is been there, and it, can it assess based on that?
Yes, sir, very much. In fact, we did with medical papers also. Amazing results. Heart, I'm talking about actual MBBS papers. Amazing results. We were ourselves thrilled and surprised. Because labeling part, diagram flow part, and the accuracy with respect to the questions. For example, here you see focal length diagrams, or if he has written some, let me take some other paper. If he has written some biology diagrams, I'm now showing you a school paper, but then we also did, which I'm not supposed to show. This part I have permission from the chairman of DPS school from Warangal, so I'm able to show you these papers. See, for example, here. It's able to accurately identify and say whether it has done it correctly or not. And point out the mistakes, both to the teacher and to the student as feedback. I think the feedback thing is the magic part. For a learner, as a student, you know...
I agree. I agree that feedback is the most critical aspect. I just wanted to see how this is modeled in terms, for example, the same photograph, whatever we are showing, that pic is been prepared. How it is able to assess, can we have a replica on how it has been assessed and what is the parameter?
The strategy that is employed?
Yeah.
Yes.
The model, how it has been taken into
So we are, as you rightly pointed out, we are completely subject agnostic. We have built it such a way that it can be used from first standard to PhD. Okay? Today, you know, models are capable of solving PhD level question papers. So what we have done is, here we need to play the part of the judge. Correct? We have to build the guardrail so that given this, the correct output comes out. So what we have done is, we take question paper, the level, okay? And then we also generate rubrics for that question paper. Some universities follow rubrics and answer schemes, some do not. If they do not, AI generates the rubrics and gets it validated from that particular subject matter expert of that university, and once he says, yes, this subject matter, for example, very recently is college, G. Pullaya College in, I think near Kurnool. They gave a maths paper. They don't have rubric generated. We generated rubric, gave it to their maths teacher to, verify it. Once they said, yes, this part marks is good, then we take up their answer scripts and use this to apply. And using the vision models in the background. There we use multiple vision models again, not one. So this is how we have built a orchestration framework which will get to the final result that we want to see. Sir.
Sir, my name is Lakshman Kumar.
Sir.
I have not used the Codetantra, but one of the AI tool I used for evaluating the paper. One day it suddenly stuck to my mind, why can't we try? See, I just asked one of my faculty who has evaluated some answer scripts. I took those answer scripts and I took the photograph and I uploaded to one of the AI tool. And I gave a very prompt has been very really curated. Done a very curated prompt I gave.
Perfect.
I got the same result, actually what you are showing. Now my question is, why should I use Codetantra rather than following the rudimentary or whatever the kind of root practice which I developed at my school? In fact,
perfect.
Results are amazing, as you rightly told. Actually, when I did this scanning to what my faculty has evaluated and what the AI tool has given me,
correct, sir.
Results are amazing.
Correct.
And most of the cases, yes, as you rightly said, that biases have been removed and all those things. I do agree. Now you just tell me, why should I use
I'm showing you on the screen why you should use, sir.
Thank you.
So for example, I am selecting these 3 names, okay? Now those 3 names are included for analysis. If you want to use any of these models, the result that is coming out in one prompt, okay, it has to be re-verified, first point. Second, it is like using Notepad for doing calculations. You store some data, use calculator, Notepad. Yes, one can always independently use these tools. We have put all the tools with the relevant safeguards and retrial mechanisms. For example, when you give a PDF and ask him to recognize, it won't recognize all the questions at the first run. Then we'll have to verify if we have missed out some questions or not. That itself is a huge process to make sure the agent identifies all questions. So these kind of sophistications is what builds a product, sir. So what we have to do is, we are dealing with examinations, most critical thing. Correct, where people go to legal cases. So we cannot, for example, our record has been, VIT University, one of the largest. For last 4 years, we have been doing the scanning digital evaluation for them, right? On-screen digital evaluation. Not a single page or a book missing out or getting lost. So this kind of software, which can ensure that integrity level or data sanctity level is very important, sir. So if you leave it to the human, every teacher to use these tools, that is where probably the challenge will be. Sir. No problem, sir. Yeah, so we work with universities in 2 models. Some universities says we have already the mechanism, already the infra setup where we do the scanning and on-screen digital evaluation. We just need your AI part integrated into our ERP. Second, we are a greenfield university. We don't have that. You need to bring in your stuff, your manpower. Come, we sit there in their campus, do the scanning part and all after the exams are over immediately, so that next day itself it is available for on-screen digital evaluation. So we have the whole QPMS, question paper management system, this whole evaluation platform with APIs so that we integrate into their existing ERPs. One interesting thing which if I may add is, with regards to question paper, I had the luck of interacting with Geeta Lakshmi Madam, who is the Vice Chancellor of MGR, Dr. MGR University, deemed to be a university here. So she said her field is microbiology. So I took the liberty to show Madam how our AI tool can help generate question papers with rubrics. Okay, as you can see here, this question paper has been generated by our AI tool and also perform an analysis for each question and the whole question paper against slow learners, average learners, and good learners. This will help faculty to fine tune, because if you have a 2 marks, 10 questions of 2 marks, sometimes 1 or 2 questions will be so difficult, correct? So these things can be identified using AI. So we feel AI is an amazing tool for helping us become more efficient and fine tuning what we are delivering. Any more questions, sir? Done? You want me to take more time? I can take more time. I don't want to bore you, but I thought it's helpful for us to take such a stage and show it to you all where we may get some chance of adoption, because the key is we have tools, technology, but how do we really put them into adoption to, reap the ROI at the end of the day? Thank you, everyone.